took me 2 years because it's not something I wanted to rush into. It's something you have to be. An album is something you have to be very very sure about, and I'm just glad, regardless of the 2 years it took, I'm just glad to finally be at this point where I can say Ycee versus Zaheer is out now. Go get it. So I mean, it took a long time, but it's out right now, so it's a good time. So yeah, that's all that matters.
Tonight, if you know you're here to have a good time, let me hear you say, oh shit. I can't hear you. Are you singing on something like nothing at all? If you know you're here to have a good time, let me hear you say, oh shit. Oh shit. Alright, we're about to get this thing started right now. And yeah, real quick.
Welcome everybody tonight. Welcome to part 2 pack. We're here for Ycee versus Zaheer, our album. I'm gonna bring Ycee up real quick so you guys can just Ycee, please 1 second. Make some noise for Ycee today.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Ycee.
Yo. What's good? How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing tonight? First things first, I want to appreciate everybody that's here right now. I know the traffic tonight or this evening has been crazy, so I appreciate you guys for making it here early enough. And I mean, I don't really have much to say. I'm really excited about releasing music again and putting out my first album. And I just want to appreciate you guys once again for being here, taking out time from your Thursday night to spend with me and listen to this album. So we're going to be playing it real soon. So I just want everybody to get comfortable. Drinks will be served in a bit. If the drink is served you, if you don't like it, you can buy it at the bar. So thank you guys again for coming out. Appreciate you.
Shout out to you, man. Ain't nobody but a dime. Ycee. Check my bounce. I feel like a rapper right now. Okay. Let's do this.
Me personally, I've been waiting for this day.
Ycee, you good? Alright, man. I mean, you need a drink or something. You seem nervous. First album, man. First album. How does it actually make you feel? To be honest, your first album, and it's more like an album where you talk about two sides of you, Ycee and Zaheer. For a long time, your Twitter profile name has been Zaheer, and some people wonder why Zaheer. But tell us about how this makes you feel, and the first time you're putting out an album, Ycee versus Zaheer.
So, first album. I think in my head, being an artist, releasing music, there's always like it's the closest dream you have is putting out your first body of work, be it an EP or an album. So in my case, I put out a bunch of EPs, and I'd already gone past that fear of first project or whatever, and get to the point where, okay, now you've put out 1 tape, 2 tapes, like, where's the album? Ycee, we want to hear more of you. It's more than just singles right now. It's more than just features and EPs and whatever. So I think for me, the journey on this first album was a very, very tough decision to make, because I was in a position where I could have just been like, I'm just going to be releasing singles until I see it fit. But I also felt, because at the time I took away from putting out music, I felt like I created a lot of music that my fans hadn't gone to listen to in the past year or so it would be best for me to take this step and just be like, fuck it, let's put out this album. And, Ycee versus Zaheer, personally for me, is basically the two identities when it comes to my musical personality. Ycee is the singing vibing side, Zaheer is the rapping hip-hop, side, so my craft, man. I think the name Zaheer is actually from a TV show, cartoon. Yeah, so it's a cool name. So I heard it and I liked it. and I took it on as a nickname, and it became more popular. You know, now we have YC versus Zaheer. So yeah.
So it's more like your alter ego, right?
Cool. I was gonna add something real straight to the point. What are you gonna tell us about this album? What's this album to you?
Yeah, more like, you know, the definition of the album to the culture, right?
Yeah. So what's this album to you?
So I think this album, to me, personally, is an explanation. You know, first and foremost, because it's always a situation where everybody feels like, oh, YC can really rap, but YC's not putting out any rap music. So when people say YC can rap, like, why you guys even mentioning this guy? This guy even a rapper. You know, and then when I put out rap music, it then becomes a situation of, oh, we want another juice, you know, we want Omar Laji and all that. So it's always like, anytime I try to specifically focus on one aspect, the other aspect suffers because people just feel like I can't cater to one audience and leave the other one out. So working on my first album, I already knew in the back of my mind I didn't want to put out an album that was just going to be one-sided, you know, streamlined to one certain sound, because I rap and I sing equally as good. So if I'm putting out a project, if I'm putting out my first album, it's not just going to be a rap album or a YC album. It has to be a blend of both. And you know, for me, this album best explains why I do what I do, how I do it, and it just shows a lot of diversity and versatility when it comes to me making music. I think that's the first lesson. That's the major thing I want people to take away from YC versus Zaheer. Is like, it's with me, it's 50-50. It's fully properly balanced. So yeah.
A quick question before we start playing the tunes. How long did it actually take you to work on this project? I mean, the two sides to the project is the part where you have to just get that vibe in the studio, and there's a part where you have to be ruthless with the, you know, with the flows and everything. So tell us, how long did it actually take you to make that happen?
So, length of this album, duration, working on this album, I think I will start from like the earliest song I recorded, which was that one. That one is like the oldest song on the project, and I think that was made in 2017. And you know, from 2017 to as recent as last month, I was still working on the album. Like the last song, you know, the most recent song on the album was actually recorded last month. And it's been a constant process of, you know, picking and choosing, taking songs off, you know, taking features off and restructuring the entire body of work. So I think roughly it took about 2 years to finally come up with the end project. And fun fact is, it actually, you know, there was an album that was supposed to drop last year, but due to certain technical difficulties, we had to sort of like push it to this year. So, yeah.
2 years in the making,
2 years.
and it's finally here. YC versus Zaheer, and we're about to go straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. First time you hear the song, right? Anywhere, and it's happened in London. It's happened in Abuja as well. It's first time in Lagos. It's happening tonight. And let's go. So let's get to track one right now.
Yeah, I'd like you to introduce this
First track.
So this first track is called "It's Amazing," and I feel like at the point when I decided I wanted to make this album, you know, this was one song that I pretty much knew. I didn't know where it was going to be on the album, but I knew it was going to definitely be on the album. And by the time we finished working on it, I was like, okay, this sounds like a good, you know, first record. And the fun thing about this record is, at the end of the song, there's actually a brief conversation between YC and Zaheer. So this is, it's amazing, and it's produced by Ade.
I don't know the titles yet, you understand, but there's this song that's like an interlude, you understand. I think it's track 6 or something. That's my favorite so far, you understand.
How's everyone feeling tonight? Make some noise for me, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, man. Make some noise for me, man. Come on. Ycee's in the building tonight. What's up? Yeah.
I mean, shout out to all the beautiful faces out tonight.
Yeah.
See so many faces. Why should you want to say, shout out, you want to give people, some of your friends some shout outs here tonight?
I don't know. Buzz is in the building tonight. What's going on? BOJ.
Shout out BOJ in the house. Buzz. Stand up, let us see you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, next is us my good friend Buzz on the microphone.
Yeah. I see K-Show.
Right beside Buzz, you got Bad Girl Mo, Moni Baloney in the house. Got K-Show in the house. Big shout out. Your Majestiness, just the minutes in the building. Oh, Vala's in the house as well. Dremel Dreezy.
Shout out Dremel, man. What's going on?
Dremel Dreezy's in the house. Damilari Music is in the house. Gigi KKP is in the house. My good people from this TV in the house as well. You know, Beats by Karma, MAMG, FPB, AFDT, gang.
You know, since you mentioned AMBT, let's talk about that. You know, being a team lead, a CEO, if I'm aside, and being a record label guy. Let's talk about starting your own imprint and your outfit as well. Tell us about that.
So pretty much in a nutshell, the AMBT company is my entertainment company, it's my business, it's my office, it's my music love child. And I think one of the most important things about me running my own company, my own label and everything is, most artists usually have a lot of time to prepare themselves for making that transition from artist to executive whenever they want to. And I feel like in my own case, I was pretty much thrust headfirst into the role because, I had to leave the previous situation I was in and create a better situation for myself. So I've pretty much been learning on the job. There's a lot of responsibility that I have to deal with now, not just as an artist, but also as a person. And I feel like I've been doing a good job so far. The MDC company is 100% self-funded. We don't have any investors or anything, but just major support from the people that have, been fucking with me year in, year out, and, people around me that have helped me make the right decisions. A lot of people here, oh, you're CEO, so you're the one calling the shots, but I still have a dedicated team that I work with, and they help me, just pretty much make the right decisions and do what's best for my craft and my career.
Yo, make some noise for AMBT tonight, man, ladies and gentlemen. I was gonna ask, production-wise, how many producers did you work with on this one? And I know Karma. Karma has a lot of, but I want to know how did you select? Because this is 15 tracks, so I wanted to know how you selected the producers you worked with and all that.
So I need to follow the track list.
Yeah, cool.
So I don't make any mistakes on that. But I think over the 15 songs I worked with about 6, 7 to 8 producers. So is it more? 11. No, I actually worked with 11 producers. So like I said, the music I've been making in the last 2 years. I do a lot of traveling, so I try as best as possible to get in the studio, whatever country I'm in, wherever I found myself. And, there's Ade on it. Ade is based out of Lagos, Nigeria. There's Fanatics from the UK, Sinex from Lagos, Nigeria, J Poppins, Lagos, Nigeria. Buzzing producer from the UK, J Poppins, Nigeria, Elmore, Nigeria. J Biz from the UK, Holotos from Nigeria, Beats by Karma from Nigeria, same Mama Papa. Chris Beats from Nigeria, AP The Dawn from Canada, 27 from the UK, Ade from Nigeria again, Willis Gidem from Nigeria, and KO from Maryland. So it's like, I think the album pretty much is like a tour of, my music, the different countries I've been in, the different vibes I've been catching. And I think the best thing about that is, in as much as I work with all these different producers, there's still some sort of, it's still Ycee sound. You can still tell like the difference between this and other music that you will be hearing. So, I mean, big shout out to everybody that worked with me production-wise. I think we should go into the next one.
This is Goldmynetv. You know what's up? We're out here at Ycee's album listening event, Ycee versus Zaheer. It's an amazing album. I had the opportunity to hear it months ago, so I can assure you that it's a sick album and you should go and get it.
Why is when you want to go high? You go so high. Bossy. Tell me about this record. I like this one. This one is tell us about this record.
So you guys just listened to Boston, produced by Fanatics, featuring Miss Banks. And I think that song is hard. You know, it's very, very hard. Like, it's one of those songs when it's like 2 a.m. on third mainland. Just do like 240 to 320. You know, it's something usually like that. But we made this song in 2017 as well. Was it 2017? Yeah. And you know, this session was the first time I was meeting Miss Banks, and I'd only heard like about a couple of verses from her, like features. I was very familiar with the producers, Fanatics. You know, I listened to most of the stuff they produced. And initially, the session was supposed to be, oh, there's this artist that wants to feature you, so it was supposed to be Miss Banks featuring Ycee Records. But when we got to the session, and you know, in about like 20 minutes, she already written and recorded her verse. I was like, I want this song. I want this song, like, you know. Gladly ended up on the album, and big shout out to Miss Banks. She's actually half Nigerian, half Ugandan as well, so yeah. And big shout out to Olisa. I heard Olisa just stepped into the house.
Uncle Willie in the building tonight.
Big man Ollie in the house.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for coming through.
Shout out to the legend for coming through. So speaking about bossing, right? Ycee, let's touch on this for a little bit, right? I know a lot of people here why you laughing?
What's going on?
I mean, we can't pretend like we don't really know what happened in the past few months with Ycee. And we know he's in a better place right now. And if you know you love Ycee from the bottom of your heart, let me hear you make some noise. If you know you love Ycee, let me hear you say, oh shit. Oh shit. Thank you very much. So quickly, Ycee, tell us a little bit about the situation with you exiting Tiny Entertainment and starting AMBT. Now, a lot of people will not understand exactly. Till tomorrow, we might not get exactly everything that happened. But you are right now a boss in your own right, and you're doing things to make sure that you move past that situation and become the better artist that the people out there see. But we want the people to understand your views, your points, and your angle with the whole situation, and tell them that you're about the music. So just quickly touch on that for a little bit.
Okay. I feel like, this is something I don't really like talking about, but it's something I always get asked because it's inevitable to a certain extent. But I think most of what I would say about the situation is, I left the label last year, and I tried to make things as amicable as possible. I tried to paint a picture of, something different, but I ended up having to come out to speak on just a little amount of, what had happened in the label. And I think those that are very familiar, with the situation know what it is. And I think the main reason why I even kept quiet about, not doing any interviews and answering questions about what went on between me and my previous employer, because I didn't want a situation where people would look at it as, oh, Ycee as, Tiny Entertainment, and it's another artist and label situation. Oh, these artists, they don't learn, they don't read their contracts, and whatever. But, I can boldly say it wasn't a situation of me signing a bad contract. It was quite the opposite. And I just wanted to make music. I just wanted to put out music. So that's why I did quiet about the whole situation. But, when you're trying your best to move on from a situation, but you still have that toxic ex that keeps texting your phone and all that stuff. But, I mean, as far as I know, everything is Gucci on my side. I'm just trying to focus on the music. Any action that needs to be taken is being taken the proper way, the right way, through the right channel. So, I don't want to speak on anything. I don't want to have to badmouth anybody for any reason. I'm just about the music, and when it's time to know about it, you know about it.
Thank you. Okay, let's next shot. Let's do the next shot.
So,
we're here for the music, so
exactly, we're here for the
we're
music.
just have to touch on that.
Yeah.
Just for
So the next song is actually produced by my elder brother.
Beats by Cat.
One house, please.
Yo.
So this is Chocolata, and it features Iniola, the Queen of Afro House. Let's go.
Ycee is an amazing artist. He's definitely one of those people that pushes the envelope forward with his music. I mean, that's why I'm here anyway, just to listen to new music.
Yeah, we're just gonna go right to the next song, and this is one of the singles that has already been pre-released from the album, produced by Buzzin producer. We made the song last year. It was titled Mosala. And was supposed to release it at the end of the, I think 2017-2018 season, but Mosala got injured in the Champions League final. He went to the World Cup, he didn't play well, so it wasn't really a good time to ball at Mosala. So we held on to the song, and then Liverpool finished last season. They won the Champions League. Mosala scored in the final, joint top scorer. So a lot of people don't know why I was happy that Liverpool won, because I'm a Manchester United fan. So yeah, Mosala of the Ycee versus Zaheer album, if you get it.
Live here, at Ycee's albums listening party. I mean, it's all fun. I mean, beautiful faces everywhere. You see everybody fly, and yeah, I'm having fun actually. So basically, it's been all bang, all the songs I've been listening to tonight, and I think Ycee did an incredible job on the album.
Cycle band features the piece from the East, Fino Fino, and I think this song is like, I don't know, it motivates me because the hook is pretty simple. It goes, man, no go kill himself, man, no go die alone, man, no go kill himself, man, no go die young. So I feel like, I'm confident, I was so stupid. Nah, it's cool. I feel like as a young hustler in this wonderful land of Nigeria, there are a lot of things that can kill us, but regardless of, in spite of the situation, we still manage to thrive and survive. So that's the ginger behind this song. So
this album is going to do a lot of things. I'm pretty sure about that. So you guys go and download the album. Don't go and go to jagoda.com to buy it with your money if you're really a fan of Ycee.
So yeah, big shout out to Fino on there. Shout out to J-Pop, you produced that record. Man, it's gonna be available at midnight. And yeah, that's like all platforms in about 1 hour 30 minutes.
let's go straight to the album, buy the album.
And I'm right here for Ycee. It's his listening party. Amazing music. You guys go get the music right now because it's out.
Back to back with that lava. No shit, bitch, how do you stand back? Gangsta rama, no shit, what pampas. Me go on, one shit, go gaga. Back to back with that lava. No shit, me with how do you stand back? But just sleep out, don't be up, let's go. Yeah, I wanna go down, sorry. I wanna push it down. I wanna go down, sorry. I wanna push it down. Lifestyle, jiggy. Heavy, when you see me and you tell me, you know what I'm doing, yeah, Back to back with Alaba. I'm your daddy, I'm not your father. Coco with me, different from that. You are fun, but do you have swagger? Back to back with Alaba. I'm your daddy, I'm not your father. iPhone 7 on the right charger. Let's go. I wanna play that story. I wanna to share that. I wanna play that story. I wanna to share that. Lifestyle jiggy jiggy. Let me see what you daddy. Daddy like it, daddy on me. I wanna play that story. I wanna to share that. I wanna play that story. I wanna to share that. Daddy daddy. Lifestyle jiggy jiggy. Let me see for your daddy. Daddy like it, daddy on me. Fresh boy, you got me polo. I'm a coco, I want it a polo. Biggie biggie money don't polo. Oh show me boy, but I got me polo. Oh show me boy, but I got me polo. I wanna play that story. I'm a bad guy, I'm a love story. I wanna be a man, I said I'm booty booty. I know my views on the ground from far. I wanna play that story.
Who's supporting me the most? I think everybody. You know, Davido has been absolutely on another level with the support. You know, Miss Banks has been supporting very much in her own way. That's my homie, that's my brother for life. Fino Fino, Niniola, like everybody has come through, you know, regardless of whatever situation has been surrounding me and the release of this album, man. You know, I'm just really, really glad to finally be able to put this out. And a big thank you to everybody, producers, artists, and everybody that I worked with. So, I mean, it's a good time, it's a great time. I'm just really, really happy about this.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel Goldmyne TV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.